All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakapadas. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akbats who may be listening. This is your brother Batakallah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, the Lord willing, this will be edifying. So, the title of this lesson is The Grinding Shall Cease. All right, and the inspiration for this lesson is a conversation that I had with one of the managers at my job. Okay, this past Saturday. All right, but the moral of the conversation was that he was telling me how he was under a lot of stress and worried because the company that I work for is making a lot of cuts, and the department that I work for is one of the departments that's going to be dealing with cuts. You know, he doesn't believe it's going to happen. He thinks that there's a chance that it won't happen. But through the spirit, as men of the Lord, we know that this place is going down, and these people are about to lose a lot of money and lose a lot, and that's going to result in a lot of people losing their jobs. Okay, and the scriptures say that. So through the spirit, I understand what's about to happen. But one thing about these people in the world, they're holding on to hope in this place instead of hope in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and really, we have hope and faith in the Lord. All right, and once again, as I always say, not hope in the sense of we're wishing that this happens, but we're not sure. Sense hope in the sense that we know it's going to happen. All right, but get these precepts. I'm gonna get these precepts, and Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. All right, this is Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." Okay? And what's this talking about? We're about to come into a time where all these corporations and all these businesses are about to start closing their doors. And a lot of them, the ones that stay open, they're going to cut a lot of jobs. A lot of people's jobs is getting replaced with AI. And, even outside of that, a lot of people's jobs are just going to be cut, you know, because of the expense that paying them, gives the company and the business. And they're just going to cut that expense out and cut people off at the knees. And people are going to be trying to look for jobs and look for work, but there ain't going to be no work out here because the Lord is going to destroy this place economically before the physical destruction. This place is going down economically, and it's all in preparation for these elites to roll out that MOTB. All right, that mark of the beast, that RFID microchip, which you will need to participate in commerce and everything else in society. Once it's made mandatory, if you don't take it, you're not going to be able to participate in any facets of society. All right, and if you do take it, the Lord is going to destroy you. All right, so those of us that are hopeful elect, we understand what's coming, but we got faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and we know that He's going to take care of us in those times if we hold up our end of the bargain by doing this work and serving Him righteously, all right, and sincerely. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right, and of course, this is directed at women. We bring this out to let these women know that they're in for a rude awakening, but this applies to all these people because they all got the same mentality. All right, especially here in America, these people think that it's just never going to end. They think that they'll always have prosperity. They think that they'll always have food, always have shelter, everything will always be in abundance. And the Lord is about to visit these people and take all those things away. All right. This is verse 11. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." All right. The Lord is getting ready to humble this place. The Lord is getting ready to bring these people's pride to the dirt, bring these people's spirit to the dirt. All right. And they're just gonna all they're gonna be able to do is wish for the old days, but they're never coming back. All right. This place is over, and wickedness is about to be put out of the earth. Okay. This is First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night." All right, so the Lord is now we, as the hopeful elect, through these scriptures, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh, from Yahweh Shai, you know, understand the signs that the Lord told us would be given when we were approaching the end, all right? Things like earthquakes, sedition, all right, and all those other things. You know, we see the signs, you know, implementation of this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. We see that on the horizon. So we know World War III, okay? So we know that we're approaching that time, and we're really in those times. All right, we're in the time of Jacob's trouble already, okay? And we know that we're approaching that day where Yahweh Shai is going to return. But these people of the world, they don't understand that, and they're going to get caught with their pants down, all right? And, you know, even though we don't know, even Yahweh Shai doesn't know the exact day and time that he's going to be sent back to come get us. We know that we're in those days and we're in that season. But these other people, they don't understand that. They still believe that they're going to bounce back from this. But it's not so. The Lord's not going to have it happen that way. All right. This is verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right. So these people are going to believe that they're in a good case. They're going to believe that everything is all right. Once these devils implement this RFID microchip, and all these people take the chip because of the promises that this devil gives them, they're going to think that shit's going to go back to normal and everything's going to be cool. All right, but that's exactly when the Lord is going to come in and get these people up out of here, man, and deliver the elect. Lord willing, we be at that number. All right, this is verse 4. It says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief." Once again, you know, the Lord gave us the signs in the scriptures, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, starting with the elder Abba Bivens on down, you know, the Lord has set up men like the apostles, like the elders, like our elders in our various camps, like the other brothers in the camps, to teach us this truth and to reveal these things to us, to inform us of these signs, so that that day will not overtake us as a thief, like it says. But see, these other people, they don't have that. These Christians, they don't have that. All right? This is what they have. This kingdom is their consolation. This is what they're looking forward to. All right? This is verse 5. It says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." And that's what all these people here are, of the night and of the darkness. All right? They don't know which way is up, and they love it that way. They like to have it so, you know. But you know, the Lord had mercy on certain individuals to wake us up and give us this truth and give us an opportunity to receive salvation. All right? And we're seeking out that salvation with fear and trembling as we speak. And Lord willing, we will do it to the end. So I can downtown for the train going by. But Lord willing, we endure to the end so we can receive that salvation, man. Because we're tired of this place. All right, it says, verse 6, "Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." All right? So we're watching for the signs. So Slovakia for that noise of the train again, Slovakia. But we're watching for those signs so that that day won't catch us unaware. All right, we're not being nodded to sleep. The Lord has woken us up out of that sleep, and that's why we're doing this work. And Lord willing, we continue to endure. All right, this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Slovakia, let's go by. This is Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's what we're coming to: sedition, riots, people going crazy out here for lack of bread, for their anger with these politicians that they set up over them. All right, and for all the wrongs that have been done to these common people by these elites. Okay, this is verse. And first and foremost, Salakia, because the Lord is bringing this about because of His anger with these people, man, and with this wickedness. All right, the wages of sin is death, and all these people they love to be sinners. They love to be wicked willfully, and the Lord is going to punish them for that. All right, this is verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up." Salakia, let's let people go by. See, these people are out here. They don't understand that this shit is about to be over with. They're walking around like everything is hunky dory, man. They don't get it. All right, but continuing on, this is Second Ezra, chapter 15 and 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." All right, so hey, it's going to be martial law out here. All right, people are going to be going against each other, going against the government. It's going to be civil war in America. All of these things are about to come to this place, man. People are going to do whatever they want to do. They're not going to fear no authority figures. There's not going to be anybody who obeys the law. The law is not going to be enforced anymore. All right, it's going to be complete pandemonium out here. Okay, people are going to be locked into wherever they at because of martial law. Okay, and everything is going to go south for these people because of the pride of these people, because of the willful wickedness of these people. All right, this is verse 18. Slack at verse 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." All right, so hey, it's going to be a famine of food out here. It's going to be a famine of the word too. Okay, but these people are going to be starving, and it's going to turn everybody into animals. They're going to come against one another. People who you called your friend are going to try to set you up and kill you to take your things. People who you called your family, all of that, man. All right, because hunger turns men into will turn a man into a beast real quick. And all these people here, they've never experienced what's about to happen, and the suffering that's coming, and the hunger and all those things. These people in America never experienced that. All right, so it's gonna hit them real hard. This is Isaiah 65:11. It says, "But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth." It says, "But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering into that number. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not." Because Jake is wicked, man. Jake is 100% with this wickedness that this devil has set before us, man. Jake is happy to be wicked, happy to do evil. They surpass the deeds of the wicked. All right. They fear Esau more than they fear Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai. So the Lord is about to turn up on these niggas, man. All right, this is verse 13. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. All right, and that's what's coming to these people, man. They're going to be starving. They're not going to have nothing. But the men of the Lord are going to be taken care of. All right, and we have to have faith in that and believe that. And that's why we do this work every day, so that we can, so that when these things begin to happen, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai doesn't forget about us. Okay. This is verse 14. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Why? Because we understand of the hope of the elect that all these things happening means that we're right at the doorway to the kingdom. All right, and on top of that, while all these people are suffering, the Lord is going to make sure we're good, man. We're going to see all our enemies suffering. We're going to see all of our enemies going down, while the Lord is simultaneously taking care of us and feeding us and doing all those things for us. Man. That's why we put in this work. That's why we have faith. All right, in hopes that we can be of the number that receive that blessing and that covering in that day. All right, so hey, keep pushing, man, because these people are losing. All right, and they're getting scared, but they're still holding on to this wickedness, man. All right, hey, man, we're doing this work. Who else can say that they're doing that, man? In the name, in the spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we're 100% true. Nobody else can say that they're doing that but us, man. So all we got to do is keep pushing, man, and pray to the Lord that He have mercy on us and that He keep us in His truth. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Aqua who may be listening. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson.